The typhoon struck Temple Mountain like the wrath of ancient gods, its winds howling through the pine forests that had sheltered the monastery for 8 centuries. Rain lashed against the curved temple roofs, finding every crack in the aging tiles. In the amber glow of paper lanterns, the sacred halls felt more like a fortress under siege than a place of peace. None who sheltered within these walls that October night in 1954 could have known that the storm outside would pale beside the darkness brewing within. 6 souls found themselves trapped together as the mountain road washed away in muddy torrents. Dr. Takeshi Yamamoto, the renowned scholar, had come to study the monastery's ancient manuscripts. With him was Professor Watanabe, a fellow academic whose jealous glances spoke of old rivalries. A mysterious woman calling herself Mrs. Yamamoto had arrived just before the storm, claiming to be the scholar's wife, though none had known he was married. In the kitchen, Sister Michiko prepared tea with practiced silence, while young Novice Kenji swept the floors with barely contained energy. Master Jishin, the aging head monk, watched over them all with eyes that had seen too many secrets. Dawn brought no respite from the storm, only a scream that pierced through the sound of rain on temple tiles. Sister Michiko's cry echoed through the halls as she discovered Dr. Yamamoto's body in the library, slumped over an ancient text. Blood stained the precious manuscripts he had died protecting. Beside him lay an ornate ceremonial dagger, its silver blade catching the grey morning light that filtered through rain-streaked windows. The scholar's lifeless eyes stared at secrets he would never unlock, while around him centuries of wisdom seemed to weep with the endless rain. Master Jishin's weathered hands trembled as he checked the mountain path. The typhoon had torn away bridges and buried the road under rock slides. They were truly isolated until the storm passed. "No one leaves," he announced to the gathering in the main hall, his voice carrying the weight of inevitability. "And no one enters. The killer walks among us." The mysterious Mrs. Yamamoto sat perfectly composed despite her supposed grief, while Professor Watanabe cleaned his glasses with nervous precision. Young Kenji paced like a caged animal, and Sister Michiko served tea with hands that shook like autumn leaves. As Master Jishin questioned each suspect, their carefully constructed facades began to crumble like old paper in the rain. Professor Watanabe admitted to years of bitter rivalry. Yamamoto had stolen his research, his recognition, his life's work. Young Kenji confessed to the argument at dinner, his face flushed with shame as he recalled harsh words about the scholar's disrespect for sacred texts. The mysterious woman maintained her claim to be Yamamoto's wife, though her knowledge of his life seemed strangely incomplete. Sister Michiko spoke of the tea she'd served, her voice barely above a whisper. Each carried guilt, but which bore the weight of murder. Master Jishin's investigation revealed the first crucial clue in the temple kitchen. Sister Michiko's tea service told a story written in porcelain and pain. One cup, the one meant for Dr. Yamamoto, bore the faintest residue of bitter almonds, the telltale scent of cyanide, yet the dagger's presence puzzled him. Why poison and blade together? The rain drummed harder against the temple windows as if echoing his troubled thoughts. In the flickering light of the kitchen fire, he noticed something else, a small vial hidden behind the rice jars, still containing traces of the deadly poison. The evidence seemed to point towards Sister Michiko. She had access to the kitchen, the poison, the victim's schedule. But Master Jishin's wise eyes saw deeper truths. He questioned her gently about the tea ceremony, about who had requested which cup, about the conversations she'd overheard. Her tears fell like the rain outside as she revealed a crucial detail. The mysterious Mrs. Yamamoto had specifically asked to help serve the tea that evening, insisting on carrying her husband's cup personally. The monk's eyes narrowed as understanding began to dawn like light through storm clouds. Searching through Dr. Yamamoto's belongings, Master Jishin discovered letters that revealed a different story entirely. The scholar had been investigating more than ancient manuscripts. He'd been tracking the theft of priceless artifacts from temples across Japan. His research pointed to an organized network selling sacred treasures to foreign collectors. Among his papers was a photograph of a woman wanted by authorities, elegant and beautiful, known to pose as the wives of her victims. The face matched perfectly with their mysterious guest, who claimed to be Mrs. Yamamoto. Master Jishin gathered everyone in the main hall as thunder shook the temple foundations. The rain poured through damaged roof tiles, creating pools of water that reflected the amber lantern light like scattered gold. With quiet authority, he laid out the truth piece by piece: the poison in the tea, the staged scene with the ceremonial dagger, the false identity of their mysterious guest. Mrs. Yamamoto, if that was truly her name, sat perfectly still, but her composure began to crack like ice in spring. Her elegant facade melted away, revealing the calculating killer beneath. The woman's confession came like a flood breaking through a dam. She was indeed part of the artifact theft ring that Dr. Yamamoto had been investigating. When she learned he was closing in on their operation, she'd posed as his wife to gain access to him. The poison was meant to be quick and silent, but Yamamoto had fought back, knocking over the ceremonial dagger in his final moments. She'd staged the scene to look like a ritual murder, hoping to confuse the investigation. But Master Jishin's wisdom had seen through her deception, as clear as mountain water despite the storm's fury. As the typhoon began to weaken, Master Jishin bound the killer with rope blessed for temple ceremonies, holding her until authorities could arrive. The other suspects, Professor Watanabe, young Kenji, gentle sister Michiko, sat in stunned silence as they realized how close death had walked among them. The sacred halls had witnessed justice served not by earthly courts, but by the quiet wisdom of one who had dedicated his life to truth. Dr. Yamamoto's research would continue through others, and the stolen artifacts would find their way home to the temples where they belonged. 3 days later, as the mountain road was cleared and authorities took their prisoner away, Temple Mountain stood peaceful once more. Master Jishin walked through the repaired halls, burning incense for the departed scholar's soul. The ancient manuscripts had been cleaned and restored, their wisdom preserved for future seekers of truth. Sister Michiko prepared tea with steady hands, while young Kenji swept the floors with newfound respect for the temple's sanctity. The storm had passed, but the lessons it brought would echo through these sacred halls like whispered prayers, reminding all who entered that truth, like justice, finds its way even through the darkest nights.